Have you ever felt like you're running on a treadmill, working harder and harder, but getting nowhere? You're not alone. 2025 made one thing painfully clear. The middle class is disappearing. Not because people stopped working hard, but because the rules of money have fundamentally changed. It's not about slacking off. It's about a system that's quietly shifting beneath our feet. For generations, the promise was simple. Get a good job, work hard, and you'll secure a comfortable life. But what happens when that promise starts to feel hollow? What happens when you're doing everything right, but it still feels wrong? We're seeing a massive economic shift, a hollowing out of what was once the backbone of society. The gap between the wealthy and everyone else is widening, and millions are finding themselves on the wrong side of that divide, feeling squeezed from all directions. It's a silent crisis, but its effects are loud and clear in the lives of everyday people. The game has changed, and to win, we need to understand the new rules. So what's really going on here? Why does it feel like your paycheck just doesn't stretch as far as it used to? The biggest culprit is a silent thief: inflation. Over the last few years, inflation has been quietly outgrowing the average salary increase. Think about it. Your rent, your groceries, your gas, your utility bills, they've all been creeping up. And for about 70% of households, these basic living costs rose faster than their income. This isn't just a feeling, it's a mathematical reality. You get a 3% raise, but your cost of living goes up by 5%. In real terms, you've just taken a 2% pay cut. You're working the same hours, maybe even more, but your purchasing power is shrinking. The result? People feel exhausted but aren't getting ahead. It creates this constant law-level anxiety. The feeling that you're always one unexpected expense away from a financial crisis. It's like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in it. You keep pouring water in your hard-earned salary, but it just keeps leaking out, leaving you with less and less. This is the core reason why the traditional middle-class lifestyle is becoming so difficult to maintain. It's not about a lack of effort. It's about your money losing value faster than you can earn it. But while the middle class is shrinking, it's not a simple story of rich versus poor. Something new is happening. There's a new group emerging. They aren't necessarily the super rich, but they are strategically positioned. These are the people who understood that the old rules of money no longer apply. They're not just saving, they're focusing on asset growth. They're not just working for money, they're making their money work for them. They've cracked the code. So, who are these people? They read the ones who realized relying on a single paycheck is like standing on a one-legged stoolet as incredibly unstable. Instead, they started building multiple income streams. Maybe it's a side hustle, an online business, or investments that generate passive income. They automate their money. A portion of every paycheck is automatically sent to savings and investment accounts before they even have a chance to spend it. They prioritize buying assets, things that put money in their pocket over liabilities, which take money out. This isn't about being born into wealth. It's about adopting a new mindset. It's about playing offense with your finances instead of constantly playing defense. They are building a financial fortress, brick by brick, while many others are just trying to patch up the walls of a crumbling house. This is the new wealth class, defined not by their current bank balance, but by their financial strategy and trajectory. So, how do you join them? How do you escape the squeeze and build a more secure financial future? The good news is, there's a blueprint. The people successfully leaving the middle class behind aren't doing it by luck. They're following a clear, repeatable strategy. And it's not as complicated as you might think. First, they stack skills that compound their income. They don't just learn one thing. They learn a combination of skills that makes them uniquely valuable. Think of a marketer who also learns to code, or a writer who masters video editing. This allows them to demand higher pay and open up new opportunities. Second, they automate their financial life. Savings and investing aren't an afterthought. They are the first and most important bill they pay each month. They set up automatic transfers to investment accounts, retirement funds, and high-yield savings. This takes emotion and guesswork out of the equation and puts their wealth building on autopilot. Third, they build one small digital income stream. Notice the word one. They don't try to do everything at once. They find one thing, whether it's selling digital products, affiliate marketing, or offering a service online, and they focus on making it profitable. Even an extra $500 a month can be a game changer. Fourth, they drastically reduce status spending. They stop buying things to impress people they don't even like. They drive an older car, live in a more modest home, and focus their spending on things that truly add value to their lives or their financial future. Finally, they turn their free time into learning time. Instead of scrolling mindlessly or binge-watching shows, they listen to podcasts, read books, and take online courses. They understand that their greatest asset is their own knowledge. This blueprint isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a systematic approach to reclaiming your financial power. The truth is, 2026 won't wait for anyone. The economic shifts we're seeing are only going to accelerate. The forces shrinking the middle class are powerful, and hoping for things to go back to the way they were is not a strategy. You have a choice. You can stay on the treadmill hoping for a different outcome, or you can step off and start building your own path. You can choose to be ahead of the curve. It starts today. It starts with one small change. Maybe it's automating a $50 transfer to an investment account. Maybe it's spending 30 minutes learning a new skill instead of watching TV. The path out of the middle-class squeeze isn't easy, but it is clear. The blueprint is there for the taking. The question is, will you use it? The future is coming, ready or not. You can choose to be a victim of change or a master of it. The choice is yours. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, hit that subscribe button. We're going to be exploring each step of this blueprint in detail in upcoming videos. You don't want to miss it. See you in the next one.